Hey everyone, Thordan Smash here, and with Sparrow coming in Season 25, it has a lot of fans happy. We finally got a new legend, they're pretty fun to play. That being said, Respawn has made it very clear that they are adding more legends, and we have a good idea of what those legends are going to be. We're going to go over all of that today. We're also going to go ahead and give out one of the current Pathfinder Heirloom recolors. All you gotta do is like, comment, subscribe, you guys know the drill. Without further ado, let's jump into today's topic. So Apex Legends Season 25 is here with the brand new legend, Sparrow. They're sleek, stylish, and it comes, armed with Artemis, the adorable cat, the kind of combo that screams main me. And Arenas mode has also returned as a limited time mode, making a lot of players, myself, very happy. The bugs, however, are bountiful. The servers are already sweating as we saw on the launch day, and the community is cautiously optimistic. But we're gonna go ahead and zoom out for a second, because behind the flashy new trailers, which I would really love a stories from the Outland, maybe someday. Behind the hype, there's a different story unfolding, one that doesn't wear armor or wield a bow, but it just might be the most important story in Apex Legends going on right now. And you might be wondering, so why is Respawn still pumping out new legends despite the fact that we have about 24 or 25 right now? And simply, it's because of money, or more accurately, the looming absence of it. EA recently projected a 40% revenue drop for Apex Legends over the next fiscal year. That's not a typo, 40%. That's almost half their revenue slashed just out of nowhere. That's like saying, yeah, business is good until it very much isn't. And what is going to be EA's plan to fix it? And you actually guessed it, more legends, faster, more exciting moments, and more monetizable cosmetics. As you've noticed, the Legend Locker now has every single legendary skin that you can just purchase directly. It's the kind of strategy that says, if we drop another anime skin pack, maybe they won't notice the fire in the kitchen, but a lot of us have noticed the fire in the kitchen. But there is a cost to this constant chase for content. There is an example, Heather Woodward, who was a narrative designer at Respawn, spent over a year crafting a new legend, which is Sparrow. She wrote his lines, shaped his story, and even helped write a music style video trailer. She called him her firstborn. That's how invested she was. And on April 28th, we got the Prodigy launch trailer that introduced us to Sparrow, and on April 29th, Heather was laid off, a day after her own character debuted. The email promoting the character she created, yeah, she got that too, probably in the same inbox that held her exit paperwork. Which is a little alarming, because we know that Respawn has said specifically that they're going to be adding more and more legends, very much so. But if you're going to go ahead and lay off the people that create these legends and the story behind them, are we ever going to get any follow-up to their story? Looking at you, Crypto and Mila's story. Looking at you, Horizon and her son. I think the only one that we've got somewhat of a conclusion to was maybe Loba and Revenant, and that took like 19 seasons to do. That being said, with Heather Woodward being let go, she's not alone. Around 100 employees were let go from Respawn this year, just in the last month or so. This, by the way, is the same Respawn that EA praises as one of its crown jewels. The same team behind Titanfall, Jedi Survivor, and the entire Apex Legends universe, and they're just being let go, just like that, despite all the critical acclaim they have for their games. So let's get this straight. The writers who built these Legends backstories, fired. The people who give these characters voices, personality, meaning, shown the door with the EA voice actor strike going on with the French creators right now. Not really sure what's going on with the US ones, but there is a voice actor strike because EA wants to go ahead and use AI for their voice lines. And the studio that helped keep Apex afloat for half a decade, downsized. And all this while, EA talks about restructuring for agility, which apparently just means making everyone else sprint while they count their stock options. To be fair though, Apex Legends isn't dead yet. Not even close. The player count is resurging. Player numbers are up. The ALGS scene is still popping. They just had their land at New Orleans. Recent updates have brought balance changes that fans actually like, despite the fact that some might not like the hidden MMR. And the passion from the community is still very much alive, but the question isn't whether Apex can survive the next season, it's whether the people who make Apex, well, actually can survive that. Because here's the reality, no legend can escape. The industry isn't broken because it doesn't make money, it's broken because it does, not just for the people who build it. You pour a year into your life into something beautiful, something meaningful, and still get laid off via mass email, and no amount of hype, skins, or new legends can mask the damage done when talent is treated as expendable. That being said, we do know of a bunch of other legends that they're working on, and here's a list of them. The first set is this leaked legend list right here with Uplink, which was actually merged with Lifeline Rework, so that doesn't seem to be coming anytime soon. Phantom, which was a pretty cool legend, was actually merged with Revenant Reborn. Jester, which was a Titanfall legend, really would have loved to see them come in, was scrapped in 2023, and Scryer was merged with Catalyst. So if you were looking forward to those leaks that came out with their gameplay a long time ago, doesn't look like that's coming anytime soon. Now, Tinkerer is an unknown status. That's an upcoming legend that could be exciting. Artemis was slated for Season 24, came out in Season 25 obviously, and no longer are Artemis, they are Sparrow. Cave was released as Alter, and Flux is unknown. So with that big grouping, we know Tinkerer and Flux are still being worked on. But then Yoro gave us a list as well. He showed us this image of a legend that he heard about a long time ago. They can climb walls and remain there for a while, allowing to shoot while staying in place, going with the Rev, Reborn, and Sparrow kind of style. Tactical can throw a stone that upon hitting an enemy causes a knockback effect, and he likely looks something like the image below with the 4 arms. I hope they're bionic. I don't know how this kind of design would work actually in Apex Legends. Along with that, there's Sanctuary, who has a tactical stim grenade pain zone, so I assume this is a support kind of character. The stim grenade heals allies and creates a bubble. The pain zone causes damage and slows down enemies within range. And then there was the whole list leaked by AG420, which has a ton of legends, such as the ones we mentioned before, like Scryer, Uplink, Jester, all scraps. Belisk is still there, which I am hopeful for, especially as they keep canceling all these Titanfall games. Then there's Seismic, Gibraltar V1, Revenant rework has already come in, Sepra, Tinkerer, and Flux we all just mentioned. Then there's Scion, a Fuse rework, an Override. Lifeline rework has already come in, Quantum, Arco, Neva, and Packrat. So obviously they have a lot of stuff in the works. The question is, like I said earlier in this video and the points that we made, is if you go ahead and lay off the people creating these characters, are they just going to release for one season and then we never get any follow-up to their story or lore? All that being said, we're going to go ahead and jump into community clips now. Don't forget to submit your own to me at Thordan Smash on Twitter, but without further ado, let's roll it.
We made the right
Let me know down below, what are your guys' thoughts on future legends and who would you like to see and what kind of lore would you like to see established for them? Also, don't forget to check out this video right here where I cover more news on Apex Legends on the daily. And until next time, everyone, keep slaying the Outlands. I'll see you out there.